So hello, this is a very interesting video. I've been thinking about making this video for a very long time, and this is probably the biggest video in terms of effort I'm going to put into it that I'll make, because this is a video where I explain everything leading up to Australia. And this is potentially the last video chronologically that you guys are going to see from me for a very long time, bar the first week in Australia. This could be anywhere from half an hour long to 2 hours long. I really don't know. I've got a whole list of stuff I want to talk about, and it should be pretty spicy. So we're going to start off with just explaining about Australia. It should be said that I'm maybe not going to edit this really. I want this to be a long video of me just talking. If there's obviously say someone shouts or someone interrupts me or the camera dies, I will have to cut it. But for the most part, this should hopefully be nice and simple, nice and straightforward, and you guys can just listen. It's not going to be a fun video, but if anyone's out there like, oh, why is he doing this, why is he doing that, this is your way to find out. So, on the 14th of September, which for you guys has already happened, 14th of September, I go to Australia. I go to London on the 13th of Australia with my mum and my auntie. We stay in London for the night, and then on the 14th I fly at 12 o'clock afternoon to Hong Kong, and that takes about 12 hours. I arrive at Hong Kong at 8 AM. After going through customs, I'm going to get picked up by a tour guide. He's going to take us to where we're staying, which is about 45 minutes. Once we arrive in our rooms, we'll obviously unpack and stuff. Drop our luggage off, and then just spend the rest of the day exploring the area. You know, we're going to get food to eat, we'll just chill. I'm looking forward to just having free time, because basically I'm going with a big group of people. Now, the group of people, I'm hoping I'm like them. I've already talked to a few of them, but even if I don't like them, in my free time I can just go off and like explore it, you know what I mean? Even if I do like them, I can just go off and explore my own. And that's just something I think would be really cool. You know, it'd be that nice bit of like, whoa, this is really cool. And it'd also be like grounding in a way that, you know, if I need to just go on the internet and just relax, I can as well. Anyway, so the first day in Hong Kong is literally just chilling. Second day, we'll go on a big tour. We'll go to Victoria Peak, Stanley Market, Repulse Bay, Aberdeen Fishing Village. A lot of different places. Never heard of any of them. I don't know what they are, but should be decent. You know, should be decent. Day 3, we spend the day looking around again. We're going on some tours, and then at the end of the day, we fly 9 hours at midnight to 7 in the morning, because they're like 2 hours behind. And then we get to Australia. Now, the thing I like about that is that I'm flying during the sleeping time. So I'm not going to be missing out. I'm not going to be getting jet lagged in that. I'm not going to be missing out on anything. I'm going to be pretty much, it'd be like going to sleep in your bed and waking up somewhere else. That's pretty much what it'd be like. Anyway, we then get to Sydney. Now, when we get to Sydney, we'll get transferred to the Wake Up Hotel. Spend the rest of the day chilling, you know, meeting our group, even if we met them already in Hong Kong, meeting them properly, getting ready for the action-packed week. Day 2, wake up at 9 AM, we'll go to Sydney Tower Restaurant. I don't know about that, I've never heard of it, but it sounds cool. We'll also go to the Harbour Bridge, we'll go to the quarry, and we'll finish the day off with a guided walk along the rocks, which sounds pretty sick. Day 3 is all the boring stuff in the morning, you know, getting the tax file number, the Medicare card, all that kind of stuff, bank accounts. In the afternoon, we have paddleboarding and stuff like that. Sounds really chill. Day 4 is the day I'm looking forward to. The whole day we go to the Blue Mountains. That sounds amazing. I cannot wait for that day. That is one of the things I looked at when I first put this back in November, and I was instantly like, sugar, that sounds really good. And ever since, that's the one thing I've been like, hey guys, guess what I'm doing? I'm going to the Blue Mountains. Day 5, we'll go on little tours looking at the hidden gems of Sydney. Day 6 is today. I'm also looking forward to. We go to Sydney's Wildlife World, which looks pretty cool. Meet all the animals. And day 7, say goodbye to everyone. Have a barbecue on Bondi Beach. Now that sounds really good. I'm just going to look up the Sydney Wildlife World and the other thing I'm going to go to, just to see what it actually looks like. But one thing I will say is, unlike a lot of other stuff, I haven't looked about anything that is actually like what it looks like. I don't want to know, you know, what animals are exactly, or what this is, or what that is. I want to just get and be like, oh, this is something I never expected. You know what I mean? I could look at a vlog of someone who did this exact same thing, but it would ruin the surprise of it all. Sweet, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the picture's kind of blurry right now, so probably can't even see it. It's probably not even the right lighting. But it's just got a map and it looks like there's pretty chill stuff. I'm just gonna look at the Sydney Tower restaurant thing. Sydney Tower restaurant. See, I'm not gonna lie, this video is gonna be pretty jam packed. I'm gonna start off going through a timeline of like leading up, then I'm gonna explain why, and I'm gonna explain all this different stuff. It's also gonna get pretty beefy at some points. Holy shit, it looks great. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see it. It's gonna be, the lighting's not gonna be right, but just type in Sydney Tower restaurant, and it looks great. And I'm trying. You can kind of see it, I think. So, that is my first week in Australia. Hopefully I'll make a lot of good friends. It'll be really chill, and after that, maybe I'll be able to stay with them and like we'll be able to house share. Even if not, even if I just meet up with them like twice a week, or not twice a week, sorry, once every 2 weeks. You know, go for a coffee, go see a movie. It'd just be really nice to have someone to meet up with, you know. Anyway. Now we begin the interesting stuff. So, oh crap, I dropped my paper. Stay right there, boys. Stay right there. Ow. So, I'm going to start off explaining why I'm even going to Australia. Why I chose Australia, all this mumbo jumbo. So basically, oh, Mangala just got sold. Anyway, so basically, there's a lot of different layers to why I'm going to Australia. One of the main reasons is that I never wanted to go to university ever. That was something I just never really wanted to do. So when all my friends were like, "Oh, that's good. I'm gonna go to university. It's gonna be chill," I was like, deep down, I was like, "What do I do? What am I meant to do?" Not in like a panicky way, just in like I kind of realized that I wasn't gonna go to university, so therefore I kind of had to decide what to do. And I never really jumped to moving away because it always seemed just like, you know, this dream scenario. It was never going to happen. It was a lot of money. It would be impossible to do. Another big thing is that everything else I've ever done, to some degree, has been done by someone else that I already know. So, you know, going on holiday with my friends, you know, everyone's done that. Chill. Loads of stuff. This is something that no one in my family's done. No one I know has ever done. Not really. Especially not on their own. You know, I don't know where I'm staying. I don't know where I'm going after the first week. So, everyone who I know is like, dude, you're gonna die. Pretty much. And that's kind of why it also seems so unrealistic at the time, when I was like, oh, what do I do instead of university? Because it's not something that Adam did, and I was like, you know what, I want to do that. It's not something that anyone had done. I'm doing it spontaneously to a degree. And that's why it's kind of weird to think about, because like, if you would have told me a year ago, I'm going to be going to Australia on my own for a year, I'm not going to know where I'm going when I get on the plane, or where I'm staying, or what I'm going to do, or who I'm going to meet, I'd be like, I don't want to go. But now, after leading up to it and looking at all the actual different things, I'm so excited. Another reason I want to go is because I feel like a lot of my friends feel like work is like the main part of life, right? They're like, I need to go to university, I need to get best grades so I can get a pretty good job, blah 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 blah. And that's great, you know, I wish them best luck, and I would also love to get a really good job in film. But at the same time, I kind of ask myself, like, why do they want to get a job so early? Sure, it's their dream to an extent, like Amelia, Elliot, you know, they want to get a job in film. But, like, why does it have to be so urgent? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have 60 years of working potentially. Why do you have to, you know, work so non-stop? So what I'm saying is, I'd rather have a bit of fun, actually enjoy life, go out into the world and see what's actually out there. And, you know, 5 years time, get a job done, you know, start my dream then. You know, I'd only be not even 25. That's really young, and I feel like people are going to regret it when, you know, in 10 years time when they're doing the same thing that they've been doing for 10 years, and they're like, maybe I should have gone to Australia, maybe I should have done something else. That's just me. I just feel like they don't look at it in the big picture. They go, well, everyone else is going to university, I'll go to university, you know, I need to get the best job ever. And it's like, why do you need to get the best job ever? Because when you actually get a good job, when you get the money, you're going to be too old to do all the stuff that you want to do. You know, like my granddad and my nan, they're now moving to Spain, you know, like, yeah, they're moving to Spain, but, you know, they're too old, they can't do anything in Spain. But they weren't brave enough to do it when they should have, really, when they were in their prime. They wouldn't have done it. Same with my friends, you know, they get to the old age, not necessarily old, but they get to a point where they'll be tied down by other stuff as well, right? So they'll have partners, maybe children, maybe long-term jobs that they can't leave. So this is like the only chance you can actually go out there before you get tied down to other stuff as well. Also, I saw advice, right? Because this is one thing that I really don't want. I don't want to get older and have regrets about stuff. So I know that if I did do that, I would 100% be like, oh, I shouldn't have gone to university. And especially once I was like, oh, maybe I should go to Australia. I knew that if I then changed my mind, I'd always regret it. I'd always go, what if I didn't? What if I did go to Australia? I knew that 100% I would have done that. And I don't want to get too old and then go, oh, I wish I travelled. I wish I did that. You know, because I read this stuff, right? One of the top 5 regrets from being old, from like people on their deathbed, is that they didn't travel well, they didn't go out and see, and also that they worked too hard, right? So this stuff I'm saying isn't fabricated out of nowhere. This is like evidence from people who are saying this. So that's really why I wanna. I'll get more to more why later, but that's the main reasons why. I just wanna have fun, enjoy life, explore what's out there, while I still can. So I'm gonna go chronologically now. I'm gonna try and spit fire through it, but a lot of the stuff I'm about to talk about is like meaty stuff. This is where the big bit is. So the first time I kind of realised that like Australia is something I might want to do is NCS. It taught me to, you know, I can go out and do stuff on my own. I'm capable of doing it. You know, all this stuff, like, I don't have to stay with my mum all the time. You know, really, NCS was one of the best things I've ever done, to be honest. And funnily enough, sidetrack a little bit, is NCS, before I went to NCS, you know, a couple of days before, I was so scared to do it. And in a weird way, like Australia, where I was like, oh, I don't know what could happen, it could be really bad people, it's going to be really scary, and I stuck through it, and I was like, you know, I'm just going to do it, because I could regret not doing it. It was the best decision I ever made, and I feel like Australia's going to be a little bit the same. And I'm just going to check I'm actually recording, because that'd be devastating if I'm not. Is it recording? Please say it's recording. Oh, it is? Okay, good. Yeah, so that's really NCS kind of where it began. I mean, I also had a camping thing after with Ruth and George and Ben, which I felt like also solidified the fact that I was like, you know what, maybe I should go and do my own thing. You know, I mean, I shouldn't follow the path of everyone else. I should just go and do my own thing and just, you know, leave everyone. One thing I will say is that with the university thing for sure is that Amelia did move away from St. Brendan's. I feel like St. Brendan's is really the place where it just kind of like, I had no other option but to go to Australia. Because they're so university driven, they're like, you have to go to university. University is so good. And Amelia said this is where Amelia moved, because she didn't want to go to university, like, for sure. So she moved to a different college, and at the time she was like, yeah, they're just so university, you know, driven. And I was like, are they though? And now that I can see it totally are, 100%. because they just, you know, like, oh, you can't miss this because you might not get at university. And I'll be like, well, I don't want to go to university. And they will just dismiss it, like, no, it's not. I get more to school later because it's a big meaty thing. But Elliot also moved. This was a big talking point because I was considering moving with him. And it actually creates an argument, which I'll get to later. But I decided not to move to Australia with him, and it was kind of, you know, oh, is that a good idea? But I'll get onto that later. So, it all began in media in October. I was sat there, you know, end of lesson, and Carrie, my teacher, media teacher, she was like, hey guys, I just actually do want to talk to you about something. Who's going to university? You know, half the class put their hand up. And then she was like, okay, well, I do have something interesting to show you. She put up this sign on the board that said Bunak. She was like, this is something that my students used to do. She had a couple of students that did it. They said it was really good, and she suggested it to us. Now, this was a scheme, a organisation, which helped people move abroad and stay there for, you know, a couple of months, 6 months, a year kind of thing. You can literally pick any month. You can literally pick any country that you want to go to. You can pick how long, what you want to do there, and they help you out at a very reasonable price. Instantly, I saw this and I was like, I should do this. Like, this is like, I had a gut feeling. Same with NCS and a load of other stuff. And so far, when I have that gut feeling, it's never failed. And I know everyone says that, and you're like, okay, sure it does. But seriously, as soon as she said it, I was like, that sounds like something I should do. And it was. I was instantly like, okay, I'm going to do that. I searched up all the places, and I looked at all of them, and Australia kind of stood out to me, and I kind of have a reason why. So I wanted to go somewhere that was different enough that it wasn't just like moving to London, or, you know, I wanted it to actually feel like I wasn't in England. I didn't want it to be somewhere so different that it was like in the wilderness. Like, Japan is somewhere I really want to go to. I'll get to that later. But I feel like if I went straight to Japan for a year, it would fail so badly because it just wouldn't work. Whereas Australia is somewhere that, you know, they speak English. They have a lot of similar aspects, but at the same point, there's a lot of different stuff like wilderness, weather, a load of stuff like that. Now, in addition to this, I could have chosen America. And that was something I was very considerate of, because my dream is to live in America. And a lot of people are going to say, well, surely this is like the best option, right? Because if you want to live in America, just go there now. It'll be a lot easier to just carry on that once you're there. The reason for that is because America is like a dream of mine, right? Me and Elliot want to live in America, you know, do loads of stuff, write films, all this stuff. And if I feel like if I moved to America right now, it wouldn't be earned. I need to earn that, you know? I need to travel around, and America needs to be the end goal. If I went straight to America, I don't think it would be satisfied as a dream. And I don't know, you know, imagine like just getting your dream so easy, and it'd be like, okay, well this isn't it. And I feel like I need to go to other places, and then once we get to America, that'll be a point where I'm like, this is how I dreamed it. And nothing is ever how you dreamed it, but it definitely wouldn't have been if I just went straight to America. So, after I decided to go to Australia, I email them, they're like, okay, you need to pay a deposit. Instantly I'm like, sugar. Oh, bloody hell. Also, this is interesting because originally on the site it says like, you know, move to Australia for £600, and you're like, sweet, yes. Click, and then it's like, once you find out it's like £600 is the group thing for the first week, you have to pay for visa, flight, insurance. So it actually ended up being like £2,500, which is a bit of a cheat of a way to do it. Anyway, so I found out I have to pay £250 within a month, and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to get that because I haven't got a job yet. I was in the middle of doing interviews for a showcase, but I didn't get a job yet. So I messaged my nan, and I was like, okay, I have to just be honest. And I was like, hey nan, I want to go to Australia. This is something I really want to do. I'm going to be there for a year. I haven't told anyone yet. I need to pay a £250 deposit in the 14th of December. I need you to help me out. You know, it could be my birthday present. You don't have to get me anything else. I'll pay it back if you need me to. Please do it. And she was like, is this something you really want to do? Is it reliable? And will you FaceTime your sister when you're there? And I said yes to all of them. And she was just like, okay, come to me on the 1st of December and I'll give you the money. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. That's what I was like. I was so happy. So, it goes on. I told her not to tell anyone. Continues on. A couple of weeks later. And then this is something where I was like, wait a second. I got a phone call from my Uncle James, who is my nan's son. And I said to her, and he's talking an Australian accent. And I'm like, wait, does he know? But I don't want to be like, oh, you know about Australia, in case he isn't, in case he's just doing a thing. So I was like, hey, and he's like, good day, mate, or whatever it is. And he kept doing it for a while, and then he was like, so have you been watching I'm a Celebrity? And I'm like, yeah, I have. And it was really awkward, because I don't know if he was like, if it was a really big coincidence, or if he was just, you know, trying to get me to admit it. Now, a couple of weeks later, I go to see Fantastic Beasts with him, and he's like, as I get out of the car to go home, he's like, so James, what are you doing next year then? And I'm like, I don't know, I might go to university, I guess. He's like, oh really? Not doing anything else? I'm like, no, I'm not. And it went on for a couple of minutes, and I later found out that he did know about it. My nan told him, and he was just messing with me. But that was very funny. At the time, I was like, wait, does he know? Does he not know? So, the big thing is that when I told Elliot, originally, he's okay with it now, but originally he was not impressed. Now, he has a good reason, and I want to say, I'm not bitter about it. I understand his reason is there's 3 sides to every story. One side, the other side, and then the right side, the actual truth. Now, I'm going to try and be impartial about this, because I don't want to like make it sound like he's a dick, because he's not. Like I said, I actually see what he was saying, and like since then he's like chill about it. He's like, yeah, it's fine. But basically, when I first told him, he overreacted. Now, the reason he did this, he was like, I don't think you should go. I think you're betraying me, because you know we made a pact that we're gonna do everything together. We're gonna go to America together. We're gonna write movies together. We're gonna stick as a team. Now, obviously, it's difficult because I finished college now. He's now going back to college for an extra year. So, I didn't want to stay in England just doing nothing for a year. And I think it took him a bit of time to see what I was saying. And, like, my stance is my stance is that after the year, I'm going to meet back up with Elliot. We're going to go to Japan. We're going to do loads of shit, really. And it's going to be really chill. But at the time, he must have thought that, I was betraying him. Also, I feel like, I'm going to Australia for a year. He wanted to do that, for sure. He's stuck in college, and I sympathise with him there, because, if it was the other way around, I'd be like, damn, Elliot's going to have such a good time. I wish I was doing that. So, a part of me is like, I totally agree with, actually, not even a part of me, 100% of me agrees 100% what he was saying. He felt like I should wait and do it with him, and that, to a degree, I was betraying him. But from my point of view, I was like, Elliot, I'm not betraying you, I got to do something for the next year. After this year, we can do whatever we want. If you want to go to Australia for a year, in May, when you finish college, we'll do it again. I'll go to Australia for 2 years, I don't care. And we didn't really sort it out, really, but my stance on it is that, like, we're both in the wrong, really. I know it's not stupid, but I totally see where he's coming from. I think eventually he saw where I was coming from. We never really sorted it out properly, but we kind of came to an agreement. We're like, you know what, this is going to ruin our friendship. Let's just stop arguing. And I'm looking forward to going traveling with him. Hopefully this will, like, help us out a little bit, so we're not both just going to Australia or wherever on our own with no experience. I'll have a little bit of experience with actually being a poor adult on my own. I mean, I can help him, you know what I mean? I feel like it would be more dangerous if we both just went, let's both go and be in trouble. You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe it's completely opposite. But that's just my point of view. We're both fine. Me and Elliot's chill. He's my best friend, you know. I'm never going to betray him. And hopefully, we're going to go travelling to so many different countries. Anyway, so the main big thing, the first big thing that came out was my turf. Now, this is really annoying, and I've always had a problem with my teeth, like with braces, with wonky teeth, with so many stuff, and it's so annoying. Now, about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I had a problem with my tooth where I had a cavity. I don't know where it came from. I take full responsibility for it, but annoyingly, this cavity is just kept digging in. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been sorted out so much. Basically, originally the dentist was like, "Look, this is the worst tooth I've ever saw. It's gonna, it's gonna be very difficult to save it. Blah blah blah." And I was like, "Wow, okay, okay." And he was like, "I don't know if I can save it. You can come back in a couple of weeks. We can try and fill it in." Now, this is where it really backfired from him, backfired against me, because I've kind of realised recently that he was just doing it to scare me into not doing anything like that again, because I didn't have any pains with the tooth at the time, so I was like, well, I don't want to lose the tooth, because basically he was saying that if he couldn't fill it in, he was going to take it out, and I was like, well, I don't want to lose the tooth, I'm just going to keep going to it doesn't hurt. Now, the reason I know he was lying about it being a really bad tooth to a degree is because for 3 years I didn't do anything about it. It just kept getting a little bit worse now and again. There was no pain at all. In addition to this, I just didn't do anything. And then back in January, it started to hurt. Right? By the way, okay, I'll be honest. There was a point where a little bit of it just fell off. That's how bad it got, and they managed to fix it. So back at 3 years ago, when it was just like not even probably like 90% better than what it was when they fixed it, he was like, I don't know if I could fix it like this. 90% worse. 3 years later, and they fixed it. So he was lying. Anyway, it's basically that it started to hurt, and I was like, crap, this is gonna be bad. Go to the dentist, and they're like, dude, all your teeth are fine. This one's a little bit bad. We have to fix it. They do an X-ray, and they're like, okay, there's two options. You can get a crown, which is a 40-minute appointments, or we could just take it out. Which one do you want? And I was like, a crown? What is that? She was like, basically, they take the nerve out. They do like what's the word? Sculpture of the tooth again. They shape it, and then they put I guess a crown on top of it, so it looks like a normal tooth. So like half the tooth, it's like a thimble, when you put a thimble on your thumb, like that, but with a tooth. And I was like, sure, let's just do it. Now this appointment ended up being the worst thing I've ever done. It was the most painful. It was just terrible. I hated it. But, and this is 100% true, there's a map on the ceiling in the room. I was looking it up the whole time, looking at Australia and going, this is for Australia. I didn't want to go to Australia with any tooth problems, and I was like, I'm going to appreciate this one day. And I really do, and the tooth's fine now, there's no problems with it at all. And I hate the dentist 3 years ago for telling me, oh yeah, this is really bad tooth, you could lose it really easily. And they solved it 3 years later. So he basically lied to me. He basically scared me into it. It's like when parents tell their kids, like, oh, don't do that, or the police tell you off. And then they're like, oh, I'm too scared to do it ever again. It was like that, but it just backfired, because then I was like, well, I'm not going to go and lose my tooth. So anyway, we're nearly at the end of the big list of moments. So, one thing I do realise is that, because of my birthday party, I realised that some people, I'm really not, like, I don't really, see, this is where it gets beefy. Some people are my friends, are not really my friends. And I mean that in terms of, after I go to Australia, I'm never going to see them again. In terms of the last year, I've been trying to meet up, and they're like, always busy, you know what I mean? And I realised this at my 18th birthday party. Now, a lot of times people are busy, it's fine, I don't really care, they're busy. But the 18th birthday party, some of the excuses people had were really pathetic. Like, someone was like, hey James, I don't think I can go make it because I can't get a lift. And I was like, dude, I can give you a lift. I can get someone to give you a lift. And they were like, okay, great. And then they were like, oh, sorry, bro, I don't know if I can because I don't know, I can get home. And I was like, dude, I can get someone to give you a lift home. And they just kept making excuses. And then in the end, they were like, sorry, man, I think it's too late to go now. And like, so many fake excuses. One of them was, now, this is kind of controversial because, like, I believe he's telling the truth about the situation, but I don't believe that he's got a valid point about it, because the party was right next to Ashton Court. Now, he's like, first of all, he made an excuse. He was like, oh, I don't know if I can get there because, Uber is so and so, I don't know if I can do it. And I was like, dude, it's fine, I'll pay for your taxi. Right? I just want him to be there. And then, like, I believe he's truthful about the actual event, but he was like, oh, dude, I don't know if I can go because I found out my nan a couple of years ago died about 2 streets away from where this is, and I don't know if I want to just go there and drink. Which I understand. I respect that. I don't want to, what's the word? I don't want to offend anyone. But if it was like at the actual place, I would be like, you know, dude, that's fair enough. But 2 streets away, especially when, like I said, it was near Ashton Court, and I 100% he would have went to a Boom Fiesta. So it just seems like such a fake reason. And maybe he was really truthful, but it's the way he was just like, oh, I just realised, dude, I don't want to go and drink. And then he's been right near her anyway drinking, so that just seemed really fake. And I really haven't even spoken to him really much since. Not in a stubborn way, just in a way where I was like, well, I just haven't bothered. And also there's people like Aaron who I hardly ever speak to realistically. And then he turned up and he gave me a 20. Like, why? I can't believe he did that. A whole 20. And I was like, Aaron, you shouldn't have done that, buddy. And then there's other people who are like, oh no, I can't get a lift. I can't go. Anyway, so the main life story, and before we get into the aftermath and stuff, is leaving school. Now, I was very close to leaving school, and I'm talking like I signed the form, handed it in to leave school. So basically, this is a very long story. In terms of, it's a lot to it. I had, I don't even know where to begin. I'll begin with maths. A-levels, maths, first year of St. Bernard's, I did maths. I hated it, I dropped it, right? Fair enough. I then got told, okay, next year you have to pick up another lesson. I was looking forward to this, I could do photography, there's all this stuff. I was like, you know what, that's a really good lesson, I'll pick that up. Got to the start of that next year, and I had to go in to pick my lesson, and they were like, what do you want to do? Give me a choice of 6. I'm not kidding, it was 6 lessons that I could pick up. It was maths, which I dropped, because obviously this was the list, just like a generic list that anyone could pick up. Maths, no joke, further maths, statistics, and it was PE, which I considered IT or business. Now, realistically, I don't want to do any of them. PE would be decent, but I imagine there was some really sweaty people who would go hardcore and it wouldn't be fun. If it was just PE where you just, it's really chill, it'd be okay, but I feel like people would be really hardcore about it and would be like, quick, we've got to do a marathon. Right, anyway, so I chose business because I knew people who were doing business and I just hoped, hopefully I can get with those guys. I didn't get in with those guys, and business ended up being really, it's complicated. It was just so easy where it just became boring. You could only concentrate on a computer for so long before you go, this is boring, I don't want to do this anymore. So in each lesson, for the last half an hour, not just me, everyone, you could just see everyone just start to become bored, they would do less work, they were just browsing the net, and it was just so pointless. I also became aware of the fact that because I'm going to Australia, this half A-level piece of crap doesn't mean anything to me. And I was like, why would I spend concentration on this just to, waste my time, and I'm not going to use it. So with that being said, I emailed people. I spent literally a whole month emailing people. I don't want to do business, please, I'll do anything. Now here's where it gets complicated, because their reason was to not do it was, you need to be in a school for this amount of time. Fair enough. and I can't remember what the other reason was. It wasn't even a valid reason. Now, this is annoying because every single email I was like, look, I replaced business with extra media, extra film, I stay and do workshops. You know, I have a really good relationship with Levi, Adam, and Kerry, who are media and film teachers. They would have done it like that. They would have been like, yeah, that's fine, man. So, it's just annoying because the teachers are people who, they care for the school, right? They don't actually care for students. So, they're like, no. Deep down, it's because they didn't want business to look bad on their records. They didn't want people to go and look, oh, this guy got a U because he quit. That's what it was. They didn't care about what she wanted to do. They kept using excuses like, you need this for university, blah blah blah. Back to my earlier point of university, I was like, well, I don't want to go to university. And they were like, yeah, but just in case you change your mind. Like, no dude, you're not listening to what I'm telling you. So, they said I couldn't drop it. And it's to the point where I was like, look, I can't do this anymore. It's really just annoying me. You know, there was work that I was meant to be doing, but I was spending time on actual stuff like film and media I needed to do. So I was getting behind on business to the extent where like, I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna not go to it anymore. Hopefully I'll get dropped from it, like from the emails that I'm sending, and it'll be fine. So I missed it for like 2 months straight, and then like, someone picks up on it, right? And they're like, James, you need to do this. And I'm like, oh, god damn it. So I do one last stint. I'm like, look, please let me leave business. You know, I email those people, and they're like, and they do this thing where they like tried to bait me out, and they're like, look, James, your only options are go to business or leave the school. And I assessed my options, and I was like, fine, I'm gonna leave the school. Business is not worth it. I'd rather have no A levels than wasted time. So I told my mum, and my mum was like, oh no, because. Okay, I'll be honest, because she would lose money on her benefits and stuff, so she wanted me to stay so she wouldn't lose that money. And teachers wanted me to stay because, you know, they're better on their records. Basically, what I'm getting at is that no one actually wanted me to do what I wanted to do. Yeah, but no one was like, what's best for you? They were like, what's best for us? You do that. I don't think there was any harm in it. They didn't, like, there was no spitefulness, but that's the truth. Now, I got given the form to sign out. I signed it all out. And this is where it gets funny because I kind of like, I knew my mum would sign it. So I just did it for her. And I handed it in. And she doesn't even know I did that. But I handed it in. And I signed it for her and I handed it in. And I was like, nice, I'm done. I walked out. I emailed my business teacher, look, I'm done. I'm leaving business. I'm leaving school. Bye. It then got, you know, the next day, I'm like, yes, I've left school. You know, I'm chilling, relaxing. I get a phone call, and it's Levi. Now, Levi is the best teacher ever. Adam's a decent teacher, Kara's a decent teacher, but Levi is he's so nice. Earlier, when I said about teachers not caring, or staff members not caring about the students, these three, they actually do, okay? They actually care about the students' outcome. Now, Levi was ringing me up and he was like, James, I saw you leaving college, what's wrong, mate? And I was like, I explained it, like, it's not media, it's not film, it's 100% business, I don't want to do it. And he was like, look, I don't want you to go, you're a great teacher, Kerry doesn't want you to go, please just come in, we can sort this out. And I was like, you know what, I'll listen to him. So I went in, and this is probably the biggest game changer for me, because I appreciate him for doing this, because he's so nice, but a little bit of me wishes I still left. I'll get to that in a minute. And he's like, yeah, I get in. He's like, James, it's really kind of you. Kerry gives me a hug. Adam offered me like some biscuits. This is how chill they were. And Levi was like, James, you're one of my favorite students. I don't want you to go. You know, let's go and meet with a lady. We can talk to her. Blah 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 blah. I talk to her. She's like, see, this is where it gets funny as well. She's like, look, James, if you don't want to go, your options are to stay and do business, stay and bunk business, or just leave school anyway. And I was like, okay, I'll get back to you. I get back to her and I'm like, look, I'm just going to stay and do business. I ended up skipping business for another 2 months. I told Mum that I was allowed to leave business just to make it easier. I was like, yeah, Mum, they told me I can leave business. I wasn't, I was just skipping it still. They were getting like really edgy with me. They come back to me a bit later and they're like, look, James, you need to do this. And this is where it gets funny, right? So they were like, James, you need to do this. You have no other option, or you can get in big trouble. And I was like, crap. What do I do? So I emailed her, and this is where it's like really weird now. I emailed her and I was like, look, I emailed my tutor because she was trying to help me. And I was like, look, I'll be honest, this business is really not doing me good. Every time I don't want to confuse people, not in a like depressed way, but just like in a way where it like distresses me so much. Where like I'll be at home and I'll be like, oh, I got business tomorrow. I'll be doing some stuff. Like, oh, I got business work. It would just be so distracting, and it was like kind of damaging my chance of doing good in the other stuff, and it was just like not doing me any good. And I've been honest, and I was like, yeah, I wrote about 2 massive pages explaining it in real depth, and this is where it gets like controversial, and I feel like they shouldn't have done this. They called me in, and this is why I knew it was bad. She was like, and my tutor, it was someone else. She was like, "Is this James?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Okay, I got your email. You need to come and see me tomorrow. Let us be known that this is a warning. If you do not come in, we'll be taking serious consequences on you." And I was like, "Okay, Jesus." So I go in. Crap. So we go in, and they're like, I say we go in, I go in, and she's like, "Look, James, it's not good." And she like accused me of all this stuff. She's like, "You're blackmailing me. You're trying to do all this stuff. It's not good. You're making it unfair on us." Because I said, I tell the truth where it was distressing me, and it made them feel bad, basically. And they were like, "Yeah, you're just you're blackmailing us. It's not very good." And I was like, "Well, I'm not. I just don't want to do business." And she was like, "So you just assumed there'd be no consequences?" And I was like, "No, I knew there'd be consequences, but I'd rather have the consequences than go to business." And she was like, No, it's not good." And she was like, "So you just assumed it would be okay?" And I was like, "Well, no, last year at maths, the same thing happened. That's the only thing I had to go off of. Of course, I would assume it was gonna be okay." And in the end, she was like, "You go into business, or I'm gonna call your mum. I'm gonna tell her everything you said." Blah 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 blah. And she basically blackmailed me, which is quite hypocritical. So I'm like, oh crap. I have 4 weeks left. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna give her a lesson. I don't give a damn. So I go to my business teachers because for the last 4 months they've not seen me, and I was like, I told them the truth. I was like, look, I thought I was leaving business. I thought I was leaving the school. I'm really sorry. I just don't want any hard feelings. And Luke, and this is where it really turned around. Luke was like, "James, what's the problem?" And I wish I spoke to him sooner, but he was like, it's a case of if you go to business, you go to business. If you don't, you don't. I don't really care. And he was just really chill, and this was the moment when I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to business because he seems nice. He understands my scenario, and for the last 4 weeks of business, it was really chill because I was behind. I was just doing my own thing in my own corner with my earphones in, and it kind of wasn't. It was like I wasn't even in class anyway. That was a big story. And also, it should be funny. It was kind of funny because my tutor then, because she kind of backstabbed me, really. You know what I mean? Like she kind of didn't believe me. She was like, "Oh, I believe you," but she didn't because she was like on the other side. She messaged me. I didn't go to tutor at all for the rest of the time there. And then she messaged me on like the last week. She was like, "Hey James, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm really worried about you. Please stop in on the last day. I would like to catch up with you, see if you're okay." And I didn't even see this either. I didn't even see this until afterwards. But now it just looks like I just blanked her. And I probably would have anyway. But it's kind of funny. Oh, she's coming up. I don't care, Jack. Anyway, I think that's the end of the story time. There's more like stuff. There's like half a page I got left to talk about, but I think that's the end of chronologically. That's the end. In terms of Australia, back to Australia. Actually, no, I got to talk about leaving school still. So like I said, a little bit of me, realistically, still thinks like I should have left school. Because A-levels, I don't give a damn about them. I don't care about what my A-levels are, I don't need them. Sure, maybe in the future I will, but I really don't think I will. I wasted a lot of time that I could have spent getting money for Australia. And I just feel like it was just such a waste of time that I would have so much benefited just leaving school anyway. I couldn't have done it because once they told me to, I could never have just said no to his face. But I wish I left, and if I was back there again, I would leave, because I feel like in terms of right now where I am, I would benefit about leaving and working on it like 10 times more. But I didn't, and I have to stick with that. In terms of Australia, I'm definitely intrigued of seeing the kind of guy I'm gonna evolve into, because for sure, even though I could be mature at times, I'm very childish in the sense that, you know, I'm not an adult. There's definitely a distinction between me and Adam for sure, and I'm excited to see how I'm gonna evolve into a different person. Hopefully I still say who I am, you know. I really hope I will, but for certain, I definitely see that that's one of the things I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to maturing, growing up, evolving. You know, I'm gonna have to pay rent, I'm gonna have to pay Wi-Fi, loads of different stuff like that, and I'm looking forward to that. In terms of the future plans after Australia, and this is where it gets really complicated, because everyone's like, "Oh, what are you doing after Australia?" Realistically, I don't know. I may be in Australia for a month. I want to get that across to everyone. I may be in Australia for a month. I may be there for 2 months, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, 10 years, 5 years, a week. You know what I mean? Like, the visa's for a year, and I tell people it's for a year because I don't want them to assume it's any less or more than what it might be. But at the same time, I don't know how long I'm going to be in Australia. I don't know how long I'm going to be away from the UK. Like, I'm going to say a plan that I want to stay there for a year, obviously. But if I don't like it, I'm not just going to stay there for a year anyway. I will obviously say if the first month's bad, I'm not just going to come back straight away. I'm going to give it a time. But if after 3 months it's just terrible, I hate it, I'm obviously not just going to stay there. You know what I mean? So my future plan is very wishy-washy because I don't know how I'm going to feel after Australia. I don't even know when that's going to be. But I would like to stay in Australia for a year. Maybe straight after, or come to UK for a little bit, but then go to Japan even. I've actually been learning Japan, so it'd be quite cool to go to Japan and, you know, really get into that culture. Definitely, I would say a month is the minimum I would want to go to. Bear in mind that this is very, the realisticness of, that's not a word, the chance of this actually happening in this order is very unlikely, but I would like to go to, from there, go to a Christmas kind of like Swish Mountain kind of lodge in a forest, then go Africa for a couple of months, America road trip with Elliot. These are all with Elliot, by the way, all other people. Road trip in America, go to Las Vegas, New York. After that, who knows? This will probably take me up to like 2020, by the way. Maybe not, I don't know. But just in terms of that seems really cool. I know this seems really unlikely. You know, everyone will be going, "Oh, you haven't got money, blah 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 blah." First off, I'm not gonna let money decide whether I do something. Like with Australia, I saw something that I liked, and I was like, "I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna earn the money for it." That's pretty much how it happens. I'm not saying I'm gonna do it all spontaneously. I have my whole life to do all of this stuff, you know. To say, "Oh, that's never gonna happen because I'll never get that money," is such a waste of a life, and such a waste of an opportunity. I just feel like if you just go, "Oh, that's never gonna happen," without trying it, I mean, you just, you know, set up for a crappy job in a crappy city that you don't really actually enjoy. It's just, I just couldn't do that. Like, I couldn't do a job where you just go to every day, earning money that you're just gonna spend on your boring life. It just seems, I just couldn't do that. And I know people who do that, and I'm not going to say any names because I don't want to shout them out. You know, if they're happy doing it, that's fine. But I just feel like they're not. You know, like I said, it seems unlikely that everyone's going to go, "That's not going to happen." But I don't drink at all. And I told everyone that when I was like 12, I'm not going to drink. And they all went, "Oh yeah, wait until you're 16, wait until you're 16. You're gonna drink. That's not very unlikely. And then at 16 I didn't drink, and I'm like, okay, well, wait until you're 18, and wait until your 18th birthday. Guess what? 18th birthday, I didn't drink. And people will probably tell me, oh well, you're gonna drink eventually. You're gonna drink eventually. I'm gonna drink eventually. Like, dude, I'm not gonna drink eventually. Like, you could keep telling me that I'm wrong, but I'm really not. Same with moving away. I made a joke about moving away when I was 18. Well, probably when I was 16, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna move away. I'm gonna move away when I'm 18. And they were like, good joke, man. Yeah, you're not gonna move away. You're gonna be living with mum until you're 30. Well, guess what? I'm moving away for a year at least. So the fact that people will probably say, oh well, you're not gonna go to Japan and Africa and America because that's unlikely. It's mind-boggling to me because it's just, like, I've shown them like when I said stuff and I've done it multiple times, and this is like the same thing, and they're gonna go, that's unlikely. Well, we'll wait and see, dude. Wait and see. Also, this is kind of like my dad's side of me, but people telling me I'm not gonna do something because it's unlikely makes me want to do it more. I don't want to drink, but now even if I like change my mind about drinking alcohol, I would still just not do it, just to prove them wrong. You know what I mean? Like, them telling me I'm not gonna do something doesn't make me go, oh, you're right, guys. I am gonna come back within a month of Australia and just live here. That makes me go, you know what? Even if I'm in Australia and it's crappy, I'm gonna stay there to prove them wrong, and I'm gonna go other places. I'm never gonna come back. And maybe I will do that because I'll be in Australia and I'll go, proving them wrong right now. I'm gonna go do this and that and that. And I'm never gonna talk to them again, just to prove them wrong. Maybe I'll do that. Who knows? By the way, when I say them, I mean people in my family right now. I'm calling you up, Becky. No, I'm not calling out Becky. One reason. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm reading off my list then. One reason I'm going to Australia is to really prove who I really am. I worded that wrong because I was reading two things, and what I was meant to say is to get out of my comfort zone and then find out who I really am. Like, I just want to. I hate when people say they're discovering themselves, but in a way I am, because there's so many different versions of me to a degree. None of them are fake, but some versions of me are more exaggerated in certain parts. So, for example, at football, I'll be more agitated, more with, my dad's side of the family, I'm more quiet. With my mom's side of the family, I'm more this. With Elliot, I think Elliot is probably the person most true to me, in a sense. That's the person I'm most like. That's actually me. With Jason is to a degree, it's definitely the funnier side to me. Like, I don't actually see myself as funny, but the funniest version of unfunny me is with Jason. With Amelia, I'm really quiet. Same with Jasmine, Joe. With NCS is actually a very true version of me as well. If you're from NCS, you'll probably know the real me. And like I said, none of them are fake me, but because there's so many different versions of like James Joslin, Jai Lance, whenever there's a big group of people colliding together, so football people, NCS people, family people, I have to go for like the most quiet version so it doesn't. It's really weird. I think everyone's like this already, but for example, say with Mars has been really like, I swear more with Mars. I shout a little bit more. If I did that with Amelia, she'd be like, James, why are you really different? Why this weird? If I did like I am with Amelia and near Mars, he wouldn't really tell much difference. He'd be like, okay, it's James being quiet. So I have to kind of be quiet around big groups of people, or more introverted for sure around big group of people, so it doesn't mess with their perception of me. And I don't want it confusing because that's not like a conscious decision. I never like intentionally, I have to be quiet now. But I just noticed that recently. I kind of do that. I just, around big groups of people, I'm just more quiet so that, like, I don't go out of my like, imagine with an actor they get typecasted. It's kind of like that, where, like, I'm just like, okay, well, I've been typecasted by you for this and you for that. I can't break that formation. And with Australia, I can go over it and just become one thing. You know what I mean? That's gonna sound weird to people, but it's hard to explain. The people I know I'm gonna see in the future after Australia is Elliot, Aaron. I would say Aaron. But some people I can't think of now. Shivy, I would say Will, Ho, Keatley, people like that. People I'm not gonna see. I'll be honest. I don't think I'm gonna talk to Jason, or Miles, or Jaden, or Micus, or Amelia, or Georgia, or Ruth. A lot of people that I'm friends with, just because they never really message me, and I don't really care about that. But when I'm in Australia, I'm not gonna necessarily remember to message them, and then I feel like it just gets to a point where we just become not talking. There's never gonna be a point where I'm not friends with them. There'll always be someone that I love meeting up with, but I just feel like, especially Elliot is one person that I know I'm guaranteed to still talk to, no matter where I go, no matter where he goes. Eventually, we're always gonna meet up. Whereas with Jason, I feel like there's just gonna be a point where I'm like, I haven't spoken to Jason for ages. That's just awkward. My throat's getting really awkward now. Rest of my time in England, I've not got a lot of time left. I've got 2 shifts at work. I've got 14 days today actually. I'm working for 2 of them. On the 12th, I'm waiting up with Elliot, final time for a year. On the 13th, I leave for UK. I leave Bristol site, and then the 14th I leave UK. The 9th, I've got a party. I'm going whitewater rafting on Sunday. Apart from that, I haven't really got big plans. With YouTube, it's going to be different for sure. I'm going to try and record film reviews as much as possible. I'm going to also try and do other little things. The main thing from YouTube now is I'm going to do little updates like this. Not as long, but my voice is getting really dry. But just where, every month, sometimes 2 months, sometimes 5 months, maybe sometimes every week, I'll do updates of funny stories. So, say for example, after I get a job in a place, I'll do a story, or I'll do an update video of my time away. And like all the little funny things that's happened, little funny encounters, I'll put that out there. So far, all of this talking has just made me want to do Australia more. There's 2 things I would say that I feel like would have made me not go to Australia. One is if I got a dog, and this is kind of backfired on Mum now because I've been asking for a dog for so many years, and I feel like, say if she got a dog last Christmas like I wanted, I wouldn't have just left a puppy after I bonded with it, I would have probably stayed a little bit. Secondly, this is really weird, but I feel like if I didn't tell them when I did, if I didn't tell anyone when I did, I don't think I would have went, because telling people you're going to Australia, telling Mum and telling family and brothers and friends, it concretes it. If I kept it a secret, originally I was going to keep it a secret till like 100 days left. If I kept it a secret, I wouldn't have gone, because I would have been like, the first problem that happened, I would have been like, yeah, I'm not going to do this. So that's really weird to think about. There's a chance of seeing 3 people when I'm in Australia. No, 4 actually. Levi is in Australia soon, and I'll probably meet up with him within the first month of being there, because he's also going travelling. Keatley is going in December for a month, so I'm definitely going to meet up with him. Will Ho, it's controversial, he doesn't know he's going, he will probably go. Then Jaden was originally going to come when I leave. He's not anymore because he's a pussy. He may come towards the end of my time there, which will be cool. Apart from that, boys, this is it. Oh, this is so weird. Like, I've always imagined doing this video for so long. Like, every time that anything bad happens, I was like, just imagine when I'm talking about it in this video. Oh, this is mind blowing right now. This video is like something I just always thought about ever since I booked it. I was like, I'm going to talk about that in my video. I'm going to talk about that in this. Most of them I have. I probably forgot so many stuff. One thing I will say is that whenever there was a problem, I was like, imagine looking back on this and just being like, That was not even a problem. You know what I mean? That's it. That's it. Well, thank you for watching, guys. I'm in Australia right now. In about a week, maybe 2 weeks, obviously give me a bit of leverage, I will upload my first week in Australia video. After that, there's a video where Miles, I got into your Facebook and I did loads of stuff. Ha. His password's butter56, by the way. I mean, I don't really care because you can't do anything to me now. Yeah. After that, there's a butter56 video with Miles. I got onto Miles' Facebook, did loads of funny stuff. After that, random stuff, updates, yeah, maybe vlogs if I do something cool. But to anyone watching this, have a great life while I'm gone. If Lex and Lily are watching this, hey, nice to see you, Becky, Mum, maybe all be watching this. Thank you for watching, guys. I've been Jones. I'll see you next time, or whenever that is. This is fun. I can't believe I'm doing this. Bye.